Hello, my beloved friend. You being here with me today makes me very happy. Welcome to Wise Elders Insight, where we discuss how to live after 60 with greater purpose, tranquility, and a little more humor. As we age, we begin to understand that material possessions do not necessarily translate into happiness. In actuality, occasionally the items we keep around, old technology, useless decorations, excess furniture, or shoes we thought we may wear again, become cumbersome and unhelpful. For that reason, I'm going to go over 22 things in this video that many of us continue to spend money on after we turn 60, but we definitely shouldn't. And don't worry, we won't act under pressure or with guilt. We'll approach it with compassion, integrity, and a dash of fun, because we are already living a better life if we can laugh while we learn. So pour yourself a cup of tea or coffee, settle in, and let's discuss the routine expenditures that are stealthily consuming your money, your personal space, and perhaps even your mental health. You may feel a little lighter at the end of this film, and not only financially. First place. Let's begin with the avocado slicer, one of the most peculiarly specialized innovations of our time. You're aware of it. If you read the packaging carefully, it promises flawless slices every time, as well as possibly a happier existence. Here's the problem, though. How frequently do you actually cut avocados? And isn't a standard knife sufficient for the task, even if you do it frequently? The majority of us purchased it, used it once or twice, and now keep it in the back of a kitchen drawer beside the garlic roller and apple corer. In actuality, not every fruit in the produce section requires a different instrument. Without a degree in culinary technology, a decent, sharp knife can chop, dice, slice, and yes, even handle an avocado. Keep your drawer organized and your tools basic. Both your hands and your kitchen will appreciate it. Second place. Extra and used furniture. Let's talk about furniture now. That chair in the corner, in particular, that nobody has used since the early 2000s. Perhaps it was inherited and you felt too bad to refuse, or perhaps it matched the rug from the past. In any case, it is occupying space. As we age, open areas are safer in addition to being fashionable. The less stuff we have to trip over, tread on, or walk under, the better. We're not benefiting from the extra coffee table, the shaky bookcase, or the ornamental window bench that only has periodicals from the previous 10 years. Now, keep the furnishings that helps you maintain your way of life. Strong, practical, and comfortable. The others? Release it. In addition to giving you quiet, space, and a lot less stubbed toes, someone else could adore it. Third, we've all been guilty of using inexpensive cookware that breaks easily. 3 months after purchasing the glossy frying pan with the bright nonstick sticker from the large box store, I discovered that it sticks to everything, especially scrambled eggs. Although inexpensive cookware initially seems like a good deal, it ultimately costs more. Dinner now feels like a wrestling match as the handles fall loose, the bottoms bend, and the coatings peel. The better option? Invest on a small number of superior pieces. A sturdy saucepan, a stainless steel skillet, or, if you're feeling particularly powerful, a cast iron pan. These will keep cooking enjoyable rather than a chore for years or even decades. A complete set with 16 mismatched lids is not necessary. Only a handful of reliable tools that consistently perform well. You don't have to put in as much effort as cookware should. Fourth, dust collecting books. I adore a good book. Nothing compares to losing yourself in a story as you turn the pages. Let's be honest, though. In the past 5 years, how many of the books on your shelves have you actually read? I'll get to that one. You convince yourself if you're like me. And that day never arrives for some reason. By the month, those shelves are becoming fuller, heavier, and more difficult to dust. Here's an idea. The books that hold special meaning for you should be kept. The ones that bring up memories, laughter, or tears. Give the remainder. They will be warmly received by community centers, libraries, and retirement communities. Additionally, a Kindle or tablet could become your new best buddy if you still enjoy reading but wish to decrease your workload. Lighter weight, larger font size, and no need for dusting. Fifth, towels with a holiday theme. You are aware of them. For October, little pumpkins. For December, snowflakes. And for April, bunnies. In the store, they are adorable, but after 3 washes, they lose some of their cuteness. Although they may seem like a minor luxury, seasonal kitchen towels accumulate over time. Furthermore, they aren't exactly of excellent quality. Let's face it. They eventually fade, shrink, and wind up in a drawer with 15 other similar ones. Rather, spend money on a few high-quality towels that will complement your kitchen all year long, absorb well, and wash easily. Although it may not be celebratory, a simple, neutral set is dependable. Try a bowl of fresh fruit or perhaps a tiny table runner if you still want a splash of color. Both your washing basket and drawer space will appreciate it. Sixth, clothes no longer fit, and most likely never will. Everybody has that closet area. You're aware of it. We used to fit into those clothes that we're hoping to wear. We purchased the clothing because it was on sale and might come in handy later. Let's be honest, though. It's unlikely to fit next Tuesday if it hasn't in the previous 5 years. Would you really want to wear it even if it did? Squeezing into the past is not the goal of life beyond 60. Now it's about clothing that makes you feel good, comfort, and confidence. So take a new look at your closet. Keep what you love, what fits, and what flatters. Give the remainder. It would be very helpful to someone out there. How about you? You'll have more room and clarity, and you could even find that one sweater you truly enjoy wearing again. Number 7. Appliance duplicates. We eventually began purchasing backups for our backups. An additional coffee maker, just in case. 2 toasters, thus one could shatter. A smoothie machine and a blender, despite the fact that their actions are identical. Before you know it, there are more machines in your kitchen than in a diner, and it takes up less room than a shoebox. This is the reality. The majority of us frequently use the same 3 appliances. The remainder are gathering dust and occupying space that could be used for items that you genuinely reach for. Discard the duplicates. Keep the most effective one. What happens if one breaks? It's quicker to get a new one or borrow one from a neighbor than to try to recall where you put the backup. Elegant electronics you don't comprehend. When the television only had an on-off button, do you recall that? To switch the station, you now require 3 remote controls, a smart assistant, and a guide. Tech corporations enjoy adding unnecessary complexity to things. However, a smart refrigerator that can detect when you are running low on eggs is not necessary. You require ease, dependability, and simplicity. It's time to disconnect a device if it's more confusing than helpful. Limit yourself to devices that you genuinely enjoy and utilize. A calling phone, a tablet that enables video conversation with grandchildren or reading. That is more than sufficient. Allow the younger generation to follow the most recent developments. There are other things for you to do, similar like going about your life. 9. Bottled water. This is a humorous item. Bottled water costs money, despite the fact that they currently pay a water bill. Living outside is akin to purchasing air in a container. The convenience of bottled water is undeniable. However, it is also costly, wasteful, and let's be honest, those bottles quickly accumulate. A high-quality reusable bottle lasts for years and only costs a few bucks. Fill it at home. While on the go, refill it. The environment, your kitchen countertop, and your budget will all breathe better. Additionally, get a basic water filter if flavor is an issue. The issue has been resolved. You shouldn't need a case of plastic in your trunk to stay hydrated. 10. Decorative pillows. This one may be quite personal. Do you recognize the 10 or 12 pillows on your sofa or bed? The ones you must remove each night in order to sleep? The ones that, in some way, must be rotated like crops, fluffed and arranged? They have a good appearance for roughly 5 minutes. After then, they merely turn into a daily obstacle course. Decorative pillows are like overstaying visitors. They seem charming at first. They eventually just get in the way. Keep 1 or 2 for style and a couple for comfort. However, it's time to get rid of some pillows if you are spending more time cleaning them than using them. Your sanity and back will appreciate it. 11. You purchase storage containers to arrange items that you no longer require. Let's talk about storage containers from the bottom of our hearts. The stackable boxes, drawer dividers, baskets, and bins that claim to transform your house into a showroom for models? The issue is that they frequently wind up keeping items that you ought to have donated. That stack of lids that don't match? The rings of seasonal napkins? The extension cables that are 20 years old and that you will undoubtedly need again. Does that sound familiar? Here's the thing. We unconsciously allow ourselves to preserve clutter the more containers we purchase. Letting go, not covering up the mess with colored plastic, is the first step toward true organization. Ask yourself, do I really need to store this? Before you head to the store to buy another storage solution, or should I simply let it go? 12. You only utilize these holiday party supplies once a year. If so, the delight of the holiday aisle, reindeer-themed paper plates, gobble-gobble-themed napkins, and snowman-themed plastic cups. Right now, they look very cute. However, in February, they are stuffed next to the Valentine's Day cookie cutters in the back of a cabinet. In actuality, the majority of these goods are either used once and then forgotten, or worse, they are purchased as backups and never opened. Your kitchen storage is getting smaller in the meantime. Choose timeless instead. For any event, a basic set of neutral plates and cotton napkins may be dressed up or down. Do you want to add a festive vibe? Add a lovely song, a ribbon, or a seasonal centerpiece. To have fun, you don't need a pantry full of cartoon turkeys. All you need is a table that can be used all year round and some breathing room. 13. Electronic devices with too many features. You know those devices that have 50 settings, 100 buttons, and a 60-page handbook that could as well be in Greek? These high-tech gadgets, like a universal remote that demands a master's degree or a smart microwave that syncs with your phone, promise convenience but frequently cause annoyance. We eventually have to decide if we want a device that provides us with Tokyo's weather information or if we just want to reheat our soup. Less is more when it comes to technology after the age of 60. Give us the essentials. Large buttons, easily readable screens, and instructions that don't need a magnifying glass. A device isn't making your life easier if it causes more stress rather than reducing it. Your mind is cluttered by it. Don't use tools that make you feel like a tool. Instead, use things that help you. 14. Greeting cards. Expensive compared to the present. Greeting cards were once a kind gesture. They are now a $5 commitment that is sealed in plastic and covered with glitter. Not to mention some that have music playing for 20 seconds or until the power runs out, making it sound like a haunted ice cream truck. In actuality, the majority of cards are thrown out within 48 hours. Try sending a brief letter on elegant stationery or, if you're feeling more contemporary, a sincere email if you want to convey a significant message. Even better, give someone a call. Your voice may stick in their memory much longer than a card that reads "thinking of you" in gleaming handwriting. Additionally, avoid the card aisle completely if you truly want to save money and space. What matters are your words, not your hallmarks. 15. Decorative throw pillows that multiply like rabbits. Coming full circle, decorative throw pillows are one of the most insidious sources of clutter in any house. The next thing you know, you are taking out 7 simply to sit down after purchasing 1 or 2 to liven up the couch. They resemble gentle squatters. Not all of them are comfortable, let's face it. Some are so crammed that they force you forward like a roller coaster seat. Others have fringe or sequins that scratch your neck whenever you recline. Select 2 or 3 throw cushions that are cozy, multipurpose, and easy to clean rather than more than you have visitors. In this manner, your living area appears welcoming without feeling like a showcase from a department store. What's the best part? To watch the nightly news, you won't need to remove your pillows for 10 minutes. 16. We all begin with the best of intentions. Home gym equipment you thought you'd use. You think, this is it. When you see that sparkling treadmill on sale, Monday marks the beginning of the new me. Then Monday arrives. You also use it to hang your clothing. A towel, perhaps. Next, a jacket. The next thing you know, it's the priciest coat rack in the world. Physically and psychologically, home gym equipment frequently takes up more room than it saves. It looks back at you every time you walk by, reminding you that you should have worked out but didn't. This is the reality. Although movement is crucial, a $1,000 machine is not necessary. All you need is a decent pair of walking shoes, some resistance bands, and perhaps a stretching chair. You're not doing Olympic training. You're practicing everyday skills like standing up easily, reaching the top shelf, and maintaining your balance. It might be time to give your elliptical to someone who will truly use it if it is merely gathering dust or socks. How about you? Go outside and enjoy a pleasant stroll. It is brand new, free, and always covered by warranty. 17. Kitchen appliance duplicates you never really needed. Let's take a moment to enter the kitchen. Get that cabinet open. The one beneath the counter, indeed. Do you see a lot of blenders? 2, 3, a tiny chopper, a food processor, a smoothie maker, and a device you purchased on late-night television that claimed to cut onions in 3 seconds? Here's the thing. Many of us make the mistake of believing that we require a particular equipment for each work. However, how recently have you used your multi-cooker's yogurt setting? Or that Christmas tree-shaped waffle iron? We are not 5-star restaurant cooks. As home cooks, we prepare meals based on our preferences and knowledge. Let go of the other appliances and pick the one that truly suits your routine the most. You'll free up room, simplify cleanup, and cut another thread from your life's maze. Keep in mind that your kitchen is not a place to store electronics. Food is served there, and when no one else is around, there may be some dancing. Teen. You have your phone, one of the trendy tech accessories that age faster than milk. Fantastic. The accessories are now available. The panda-shaped wireless charger, the sparkly case, and the little Bluetooth speaker that promises to improve your way of life. The costume jewelry of the modern world is tech accessories. Fun, ostentatious, and frequently useless. When you upgrade your phone, they no longer even fit since they crack and vanish into drawers. Do I really need a charging station with 5 different colors? Is that clip-on phone fan something I actually use? Most likely not. Purchase one durable case, one dependable charger, and perhaps a set of headphones that don't fall out every 5 seconds instead. More serenity, fewer cables, and less clutter. Additionally, wait a day before making a purchase if it looks futuristic or entertaining. Go ahead and do it if you still want it tomorrow and know what you'll do with it. Otherwise, stick to the classics and avoid the tech fashion show. 19. You can't possibly finish the bulk groceries. It makes sense to buy in bulk, doesn't it? Less money, more food. Here's the catch, though. That 10-pound bag of rice becomes a lifetime commitment when you live alone or with just one other person. That industrial-sized container of peanut butter turns into a guilt trip that takes up the entire shelf. And those bundles of canned soup in 6-packs? You're tired of it by the time you get to the final one. The appetites of older persons fluctuate. Our diet has changed since we were 30. We have different timetables. We have various needs. Food stays fresher, you waste less. And you don't have to sift through a pile of pasta to find the cereal box when you buy smaller servings. Making an effort to shop more frequently keeps you focused on your immediate requirements. Indeed, it's acceptable to pass the enormous cracker packs at the warehouse store. A football team isn't being fed by you. You're being fed. Make it matter. 20. Specialty cleaning products for all surfaces. Raise your hand if you see a bottle for windows, granite, stainless steel, and possibly a lemon-scented shower foam that you used once in 2019 behind your kitchen sink. Businesses like persuading us that each surface requires a different product. However, cleaning shouldn't feel like a chemical lesson. You don't have to remember which spray is for tile or glass while juggling 5. In actuality, having too many items can be wasteful and confusing. Choose 1 or 2 multipurpose cleaners that accomplish the job well instead. Baking soda with vinegar? Timeless. A good spray for the entire surface? Completed. You can fit all of your cleaning supplies in one basket if you add a few microfiber cloths. Spend less money. Cabinet clutter is reduced. The nicest part is that you don't have to read labels closely to determine if fresh meadow sparkle is for your sofa or sink. You may simplify your life by simplifying your supplies. 21. Shoes that are seasonal yet no longer make sense. Let's discuss shoes. In particular, the ones that are only available for 2 weeks out of the year. The glittering vacation apartments? The unsupportive summer sandals? Which boots give you the impression that you're walking on bricks? Yes, they did appear amusing at the time. Now, though, they are taking up closet space and gathering dust from your genuine shoes. Comfort and functionality become more important as we age. And they ought to. You get through the day on your feet. They are worthy of more than slick soles and tight straps. Invest in 2 or 3 well-made, all-season pairs of shoes that complement the majority of your clothing rather than purchasing shoes for every event and season. A cozy pair of walking shoes. Pair of fine slip-on loafers. If you reside somewhere colder, you might want a warm pair of boots for the winter. If you want to add a seasonal touch, accessorize. Use shoe insoles, waterproof spray, or warm socks. Making your shoes function for your life today rather than your 20-year-old fashion vision is crucial. What about your knees? They'll be appreciative. 22. Opulent cookbooks. You never use it to cook. Cookbooks are lovely. Glossy pages, flawless food images, and dishes with impressive-sounding names that you can't pronounce. Let's be honest, though. The majority of us probably have 1 or 2 favorite recipes that we prepare on a regular basis. What about the other books? They are decorations for the kitchen, and heavy ones. Additionally, half of the recipes call for 15 ingredients you don't have, cookware you've never bought, and time you don't want to invest. So consider whether that cookbook is a help or a hindrance. The ones that really inspire your cooking style should be kept. The others? Give them to someone who enjoys experimenting in the kitchen. Additionally, you can use the internet to discover new recipes without being surrounded by clutter. Filtered by ingredients, cooking time, and even dietary requirements, thousands of recipes are only a click away. Better still, create a small cookbook of your own. Put your favorites in writing. The ones that work should be printed out. You'll be loved for it by your future self. No more searching through 20 pages for the meatloaf. First of all, thank you if you are still with me. Really. That implies that you have been there for me through 22 things, a few giggles, and most likely a few, oh yeah, I have that in my house moments. And that's precisely the topic of this video. Not embarrassment, not at fault, just consciousness, and a little mild prodding to clear your schedule for the things that are truly important. Because this is my belief. Growing older does not mean slowing down. It has to do with awakening. Waking up to what makes you happy, to what makes your day more peaceful, to what you no longer have to bear. There is a sense of liberation that comes with letting go, whether it is a drawer full of unwanted electronics or the mental urge to retain everything in case. And let's face it, we don't want to dazzle people with snowman napkins or avocado slicers after the age of 60. Ease is what we seek. For ease, when we enter a room that feels like us, we let out a deep breath. In actuality, our houses need to be our havens. They should only contain items that sustain the life we currently lead, not the life we once led or the one we believed we had to maintain. Additionally, you don't lose anything each time you part with anything that is no longer needed. You're getting more room, mental room, actual location, breathing space for emotions. And that is invaluable. Therefore, no, it's not necessary to get rid of everything at once. This isn't a race. It's a voyage. Perhaps you give away that old coffee maker you haven't used since 2009. Perhaps you will clean out the holiday towels tomorrow. You can make your house feel lighter one step at a time and one choice at a time. A simpler life. A beat that is more in line with who you are. Additionally, keep in mind that you are not alone in this. Here we are a community. A growing family of intellectual, witty, kind, and wise people who think that growing older does not mean that one stops growing. It marks the beginning of intentional living. Therefore, my work is done if today's video made you chuckle, gain some new perspective, or simply remind you that it's good to let go. But do me a favor before you leave. What is anything you are finally ready to let go of or stop purchasing? Tell me in the comments section below. I'd be thrilled to hear that. I read each and every one. Additionally, click the subscribe button if you haven't already. Come discuss real life, genuine wisdom, and finding joy in the current season with the Wise Elders Insight Group. Take care of yourself, your heart, and your space till the next time. That is what you deserve. Always.